First, we're going to open Power Query by clicking our Transform Data button. Once Power Query opens, we'll go to the Transactions table and select the Category column. This column contains every category in our dataset, and we need it to turn it into a separate table in our model that can then be the reference point for all other categories. This column contains every category in our dataset, and we need to turn it into a separate table in our model that can then be the reference point for all other categories, including our budget categories and our actual transaction categories. To do this, we're going to left-click on the column and expose our Options menu. Then go to the bottom and select the option that says Add as New Query. What immediately happens is that Power Query takes that one column and creates a new query using just that data, but it brought over every single row, which means we have a lot of duplicate values. We want to remove those duplicate values and create a single row for each category. So we're going to click the Remove Duplicates button on our Home tab. This will clear out all duplicate values and return just a list of the unique categories. Next, you'll notice there's a button on the Home tab that says To Table. This is going to convert our current list of unique categories into a table. A window pops up asking if we want to break up our list based on any delimiters. But none of this applies in our case, so we're just going to click OK. Now, we're going to sort our categories in ascending order, just so that they're nice and alphabetical. Then, we're going to add an index column, starting from 1. Just like we did in our basketball data. So we'll go to Add Column and then select Index Column from 1. This adds our index column to our table, which we'll drag to the left of our category so that it's at the start of the table. And then we'll rename the columns. We'll rename the index as Category ID. We'll rename column 1 as Category. Our next step is to get our category ID into our other tables using the Merge Queries transformation that we're familiar with from our earlier exercises. The reason we're doing this is so that when we go back into Power BI Desktop, it will automatically create relationships from our new category table to all our other related tables. Now, return to the Transactions table in Power Query and click the Merge Queries button on the Home tab. When the Merge window pops up, select the Category column from our Transactions table. Then pick the category table from the first drop-down list and select the category column to tell Power Query which field to use as the matching column in our merge. Check the bottom of the window at the validation and make sure it says that the selection matches all rows between both tables. We see 806 out of 806 are matched, so we click OK. The link to our category table now appears at the end of our transactions table, so we'll click the expand icon to the far right side to open up our expansion options. Then we'll unselect category because the only field we want to bring over is the category ID. We'll also unselect the option to use original column name as prefix and click OK. When this is done, our category ID field is now part of the transactions table. As a result, we don't need the original category column that's in here, so we're going to right-click it and then remove it from table. Remember that our categories still exist in the category table we just created. All we're doing here is removing redundant data from our model because our categories can now be retrieved from the category table via our new category ID that's going to join all these tables together. Next, we need to make sure we do the same merge categories operation with our budget table. Once again, we'll click Merge Queries, then join it to the category table using our category column. Once again, click the expand icon and select Category ID and click OK. Finally, remove the category column from our budget table so the only two columns in the table should now be the category ID and the budget amount. With those steps done, we'll click Close and Apply to finish our changes and return to Power BI Desktop. Once our data model is loaded, we'll go to the model view and look at our tables. We can see that our category table has now been added in, and it already has a one-to-one relationship with both the budget table. We can see the category table has already been added into our model. It has a one-to-one relationship with the budget table, and a one-to-many relationship with our transactions table. Interestingly, it doesn't have a relationship to our monthly budget table, but we can go ahead and fix that right now by just dragging our category ID over onto the monthly budget table. And now that relationship is in place. We'll pick up from here in our next video, where we'll create the last connection in our data model, fix a few DAX formulas, and review the results.